which is futurist social commentator Mal Fletcher. Mal, there is a sense in which perhaps we are too reliant on all of this stuff. Were you affected yesterday, by the way? Good morning.
Good morning, David. No, I wasn't affected. I'm not on O2. But an Ofcom report earlier this year, you will remember, found that on average we use our phones for up to 3 hours a day, but we make fewer phone calls than ever. So we're using them for other things. And I think data services like O2 and companies like it provide something more like an essential service for many people today, and they probably need to be more tightly regulated in light of that fact.
In terms of O2, from a business point of view, I'm just looking at their website, and there's absolutely nothing on their homepage apologising about all of this. That's a mistake, isn't it, in terms of the corporate identity? The homepage should just be plastered with a mea culpa, shouldn't it?
Absolutely, and it should go further than that. I mean, if you think about it, if a gas or electricity provider breaks down, there are potential legal consequences to that company. Because the infrastructure these services provide has become central to our health, to our way of life. And I think we're getting to the point where phone companies and even providers of the internet may need to be treated in much the same way. For example, what happens if we keep increasing our use of data packages to facilitate healthcare? It won't be long before we're using the data not just to improve general health, but for vital health care. So what happens then to the elderly, to the infirm when a phone service goes down? So if we're going to rely on these things as much as we do, and they're going to make the profit as a result, they need to take the responsibility.
It's interesting. I saw the giant posters on the tube in London the other day for contacting your doctor via Skype, and you're absolutely right. If you had an important healthcare appointment yesterday and it involved you being on a network so you could talk to your doctor through a video cam or whatever, then that could have been life critical. This is a wake-up call, isn't it? Yesterday?
Yeah, it is. And the entire way, David, we treat big tech today, we treat it with kid gloves, really, from government level down. We don't regulate them properly. On one hand, they're saying, we're just service providers. You use them if you want, use us if you want to. We just have a platform and you do with it as you please. But we rely so much on these services now, and these people make a lot of money out of our data, out of the way we use their service. So they have to take the concomitant social responsibility that goes with that. I think it's time government stepped in on all of these services and started regulating them more tightly.
Really interesting. The trouble is that technology is moving far faster than the rest of us, certainly in terms of AI and everything else. We're constantly playing a game of catch-up, aren't we? That's certainly how I feel.
Yeah, we are. And I think, we're looking now this next year at the real introduction of augmented reality. We used to laugh at Google Glass as a clunky old thing, but it's starting to find new forms now. And even companies in Oxford are bringing about some wonderful new innovations for healthcare using augmented reality. Well, this will involve in time the use of data services like O2. So we've got no chance really to use these advanced technologies for things like health if we can't get the basics right, if they can't keep the service running.
Mal Fletcher, good to talk to you and have a good weekend. Lovely to speak to you, Mal.